I grew up in a family that went to church every Sunday.
I grew up in a single-parent Christian home.
My mother, my father, my sister, all Christian.
I grew up in a Christian home we didn't really go to church.
I was born into a home that had recently been transformed by Christ.
I didn't have many struggles or difficulties growing up. When I got to high school, that's where the pressure and choices I had to make for the rest of my life came into play.
When I was in high school, I actually stopped going to church. My mom just kind of stopped taking me, and we just all kind of stopped going. So when I turned 16, I got my license and I drove myself.
I felt like my spiritual walk didn't become real and personal until I got to high school, when God brought some really hard tribulations into my life.
When I was about 7 or 8, my father left my mother and me for a supposed government job in Africa. And he took all the money and left my mother in financial debt. It put a big hardship on us and emotional trial.
Growing up, I never really fully developed a relationship with my dad, and that caused a lot of problems with me, just hiding my emotions and just closing off my heart and my feelings rather than dealing with the pain and my problems.
I didn't think I had a reason to really need God. It was more like God was there for me, but I didn't really need Him. So with the divorce, that kind of changed everything. And suddenly I found myself very lonely and just very scared that things were going to continue to happen to me that I couldn't expect.
And I felt completely alone. I felt completely worthless. I felt like I wasn't doing what God wanted me to do. I didn't know what He wanted me to do. I thought He didn't have a plan.
I stopped hanging out with my friends. I stopped eating. I was always crying, and when I got back from school, I was always sleeping. There was nothing else I really wanted to do.
I watched my mom turn away from God and really hurt me in some ways I never thought she would.
And when I got to college, I developed severe anxiety and depression. And as I grew deeper into that, I grew further away from God.
I went to high school thinking that I was in total control of my life and I had everything in order.
I was pressured with drinking and girls, and I needed to make a choice, and that was to follow Jesus Christ and commit my life to Him, or to continue the way that the world wanted me to go.
I really just got down on my knees in front of my bed and just cried out like, God, just help me. I need this pain to be taken away. I can't do this anymore.
But somehow God had a plan. Through all of that, He taught me how to walk by faith. He taught me how to trust in Him, to learn that He is the God of the impossible, and that no matter what, He has a plan.
Over time, He pulled me closer to Him and showed me His love and His grace. And today, I still work on striving to be a better Christian and walk the straight path with God.
I went to Young Life Camp my sophomore year, and that's when I was presented with the gospel. And that's the first time that it really touched me and changed me, and I decided to give my life to Christ then.
I know now that God brought this really hard time into my life in order to bring me closer to Him. And if it hadn't have happened, I would never have asked Him for it, but if it hadn't have happened, I wouldn't have been able to form such a strong relationship with Him.
And today, because of what God has done through me, I can now serve others and just pass on that message that anything is possible. Never give up hope in God, never give up faith.
I just feel like God has completely empowered us with the ability to live actively in our faith. And I feel like the gathering and my service here is a great way to share His love and what He's done for me.
Today, as I sit here, I'm committed to serving this campus and all my peers and doing the work of Jesus Christ.
So now I am a young Christian woman here to serve you as Christ has served me.
So I am here to serve as He has served me.
I'm here now, and I'm trying to serve you guys and make our campus better, and I'm really excited about it.